Other interesting business news, you have SiriusXM to launch an app to compete with Spotify. Now, this looks like it'll come out at a $10 per month plan, available December 14th, and it'll include new channels and shows, as well as the standbys like Howard Stern and audiobooks for Audible starting next year. Which, in terms of having an evolving business model, Howard Stern, I don't want to say he's a dated, talentless hack. Well, no, I kind of do. He's become so cliche. He started off being quite a contrarian and very entertaining. He was very brash, very unfiltered. It was a huge draw in to why people specifically tuned into those channels and to these providers. But the past couple of years, he's acquiesced to just be more of a mainstream personality, removing the controversy, giving into the mainstream media talking points. I mean, he's become everything he despised. I don't know anyone who really tunes into him anymore. I think the only saving grace to his show is that famous people will go on it. So in the rare instances where you hear about someone listening to Howard Stern, it's because they have some, A-list or B-list or whatever list you're looking at celebrity come on the show to talk for a little bit. But the exclusivity of that type of environment, that relationship, that's long gone. So, I mean, let me know in the comments, when was the last time you actually tuned into Howard Stern? And would you even pay for that? I mean, again, this is their main top talent at SiriusXM. I mean, it was one of the contributing factors that actually led to the businesses merging together, because they used to be separate, Sirius and XM. And he was a huge part that made that happen. He was a talent draw. But they're trying to compete against Spotify. Spotify has Joe Rogan, who is basically the GOAT for podcasting. And maybe people would argue for comedy as well. No one is more popular than Joe Rogan. If SiriusXM really wanted to get competitive in this space, granted, I don't know how much money they had to take out as a loan or how they would get his cash, but when Joe Rogan's renewal comes up for his contract, they just need to offer him even more than what Spotify is rumored to be paying him, about $100 million between cash and stock options. And considering Joe Rogan's audience and how many people tune in, how many people download the app just because of Joe Rogan, I'm pretty sure Spotify's getting a pretty darn good ROI out of Joe. I mean, truth be told, the only reason I ever downloaded Spotify was because I wanted to listen to Joe Rogan on the road. So that when I was driving between business meetings or work meetings, I would just be able to tune in and listen to it. You couldn't do that on the other platforms. It's a brilliant exclusivity contract that helped build Spotify even more. So SiriusXM saying, oh yeah, we got Howard Stern out. I mean, maybe no. When was the last time you cared? Now, they know that this is a major effort by the company, which also owns Pandora and Stitcher, which, who cares? It's sad because they killed Stitcher 2 or 3 months ago. The app's gone. So they, in terms of consolidating their audience, they did push those users, I believe, to the main app. But they claim they'll also integrate its offerings and appeal to consumers outside of their cars and satellite radio subscribers. Again, I'm not a doctor, but if you click subscribe, it might cure my stuttering. Perhaps. Can't hurt, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, that was another thing about SiriusXM is everyone knows it because being a vehicle-based product. I remember, I think GM had a couple contracts with them back in the day, and when you went into the car, you got like a free subscription. Even if you bought used, I think it was free for a couple months, something like that. And that's how a lot of people I know anecdotally, like when they talk about SiriusXM, they're like, oh yeah, it was in my Chevy or whatever. Which, again, that was a great business relationship with General Motors because, truth be told, that's how you learned about the product, and that's how a lot of people would actually purchase it after the free subscription was gone out. But that also kind of put them in this little area where the little niche where people think they're only doing cars, which is one of the most difficult things for a business to do, is to expand into a different category. So it'll be interesting to see. Sirius claims that they're going to do this in an attempt to target younger audiences who might listen to free music or podcasts but haven't subscribed. Which, again, they're trying to appeal to young audiences. I mean, Howard Stern does not appeal to young audiences, so I think it'll be interesting to see what are they going to do in terms of, are they going to hire some new top talent that might be able to build that audience in that regard if they're going after the new demographic. It'll be interesting to see, but as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments section because I do want to make the show better and better and better. Also, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.